John Tognino is many things to many people: father, husband, friend, mentor, business executive, chairman. Tonight, the university recognizes John Tognino as a trusted and valued man of Fordham, a true man for others, a man who exemplifies in his personal and professional endeavors the spirit of service and commitment to the human family that lies at the heart of the university and inspires its mission. A native of the Bronx and a graduate of DeWitt Clinton High School, John grew up in the shadow of Keating Hall, whose turreted towers always stood for him as a symbol of academic excellence and personal success. After graduating from high school, however, he had to defer his Fordham dream for financial reasons and go to work. 15 years later, he enrolled as an undergraduate in what is now known as the Fordham School of Professional and Continuing Studies, and he graduated in 1975. Before going any further, I think it's only fair to ask someone else to walk up here, because Norma Tognino. Where are you, Norma? Norma is the crowd favorite. As Norma is making her way up to the stage, John and Norma had 3 children by the time that John was a student at Fordham. He was in the evening division. And John has told me many, many times how much he relied on Norma throughout the time that he was going to school. I will pass over in silence the times that he would just arrive at Rose Hill in time to make class. He would hop out of the car, slam the door, and run into class and realize that he had locked the keys in the car with the car running. And so would have to call Norma, who would then pack the kids in the car and bring them down to Rose Hill with the extra set of keys. John has always told me Norma is the great teammate, the great co-captain. And so I want to make sure that she's up here. You're up here? You're up here. There you go. As chair of the university's Board of Trustees, John has put into practice the same leadership he perfected as a 36-year executive at Merrill Lynch, and later as Executive Vice President of Global Sales and Members Affairs at NASDAQ. During his 8-year tenure as our board chair, which concludes in June, he has helped usher Fordham into a new era of preeminence while anchoring the university's transformative $500 million capital campaign, to which he and Norma are also most generous donors. In recognition of your personal and professional achievements, reflecting the highest aspirations of the university's traditions of wisdom and learning in the service of others, and also in thanksgiving, John, for the great gift of your friendship, I am proud and pleased this night to designate you John N. Tognino, a Fordham founder. Stay right there. Norms?
Since Father told a little story, and it's true, how many times Norma bailed me out, I would like to tell you one little story. About 2 years ago, Father McShane called me and said, would you mind being my guest or my accompaniment to a dinner? And I said, sure. Wherever you go, I'm honored to go with you. And he then said, well, good, we're going to have dinner at Mayor Bloomberg's house. Whoa, okay. I happen to know Mike Bloomberg a long time. And that's terrific. And so we went to Mayor Bloomberg's house. There were 20 guests. No one knows who the other guests are until you get there and everybody sits next to someone else. And so we had a great dinner. Unbeknownst to the mayor and unbeknownst to Father McShane, one of the guests who was at the dinner, who sat next to me, looked at me when he walked in and said, "Gosh, I know you from the Bronx." And I said, "Well, yes, DeWitt Clinton High School, and that's it." In any event, to make it short, that fellow was Ralph Lauren. I'm sure you all know Ralph Lauren. And so during the course of the evening, we reminisced. And at the end of the evening, the mayor invites everyone into his foyer to have some drinks. Oh, it's a lovely, lovely thing. And he waltzed and sauntered over to Father McShane, myself, and Ralph Lauren, laughing and having a great time. And he said, "What the heck is going on?" He didn't say it that way, but, you know. And we said, "Well, we're reminiscing about our days in the Bronx." And at which time, led by Father McShane, Ralph Lauren and I and Father McShane burst out into a great chorus of the DeWitt Clinton fight song. That was the end of the evening, by the way. Father President, Archbishop Demetrius, archbishops, fellow trustees, President's Council members, Dr. Baker, distinguished guests, family, and friends, all I can offer is a sincere and humble thank you. I'm so pleased to share this evening, and you know, there are many, many adjectives we could say, but let me just, as generously and as wonderfully as she is, say, it's a great pleasure to share this evening with a consummate professional, Darlene Jordan. And of course, our presidential scholars. I am equally honored to have my name added to and join the roster of founder recipients. It's been an honor to be one of your representatives on the Board of Trustees for the past 12 years, and as your chairman for the 8 of those years. As you know, and as you've now heard, I grew up in the Bronx, in the shadow of Fordham University. And I can safely say that when I and my friends, and some of them are here tonight, were growing up, never did we ever think we would have the chance to contribute, much less be standing here. During my tenure on the Board of Trustees, I have been so fortunate to have the friendship and counsel of past Chairman Paul Gunther and Bob Campbell, and I thank them. I also had the pleasure of working with 2 wonderful vice chairs, first Patricia Nasmith for 6 years, and with Mark Toohey for the past 2 years. During all of my time on the board, I and my colleagues have received great support from Margie Ball, Dorothy Marinucci, our own Alma Holly, and their teams. And I know I speak for all when I once again thank Liz Manigan and Roger Malici for all they do for this and the 125 other events we have each and every year. Liz, thank you. I am so proud that my family is with us this evening, and equally proud that we're surrounded by dear friends from Canada to Connecticut, Paris and London to Philadelphia, from Boston to the Bronx to Boca Raton, from Wall Street, St. Barnabas Hospital, Union Community Health Center, Westchester Medical Center, BCIU, NASDAQ, FINRA, Security Traders Association, and Staney, just to name a few. You know, it's a short distance from the Bronx to this stage, but it is a long journey. And I can only say thank you to those who have traveled all or any part of that journey with me. As many of you know, and as was mentioned, I came to Fordham University late in life. Fordham opened their doors to me and gave me a chance. Attending Fordham at night and working full-time on Wall Street during the day was not without its challenges. But I could tell you, honestly, sincerely, that I would not have graduated, nor would I be standing here if it were not for one person. She has been with me every step of the way for 53 years. In fact, she's been leading the way in many instances, and quite often is referred to as the real chair of the board. And there really aren't enough thank yous for my wife, Norma Tognino. Through these great dinners and your generosity, Fordham will be able to continue to welcome all students, offer them the same opportunities that we all received, and really fulfill our university's mission. Over the years, wherever I have gone in the world, I have had the pleasure of telling anyone who would listen that Fordham University is a very special place, and how true that is. When you consider the outstanding leadership that Father McShane brings to our university, Fordham's devoted trustees, administrators, deans, faculty, coaches, and students, I can assure each and every one of you that the best is yet to come. God bless Fordham, God bless all of you, and thank you for this great honor.